Spyder's back for part.
Spyder, Spyder, here comes Spyder, CFL's Red-Zone Rule. Spyder, Spyder, here comes Spyder, CFL's Red-Zone Rule. Well, here you, the CFL came live in 2019, and at the 107th Grey Cup in Calgary, chanting loud in the Redzone. Want to hear you chanting loud. We want Spyders, CFL's Red-Zone Rule. Spyder, Spyder, here comes Spyder, CFL's Red-Zone Rule. Spyder, Spyder, here comes Spyder, CFL's Red-Zone Rule. In the Red Zone.
Unbelievable, isn't it? Lots of fun. Part 22, okay? Alright, and it's going to be a big one, okay? Titled Spyder CFL Red-Zone Rule is bigger and better than the NFL's fourth down if adopted by the CFL. I should put in there if wisely adopted by the CFL. Okay, just before I get into part 22, first please watch part 1, okay? My intro and how I come up with my CFL Red-Zone Rule, and then part 2, the presentation itself I made to the commissioner of the CFL and the CFL on January 31st of 2018, and then part 3, their decision and conclusion, okay, of that important presentation I made to the commissioner of the CFL and the CFL on January 31st of 2018. So I just want to correct a couple, well, I only really made one mistake last time. I'm sorry, Ottawa Red Black fans. I said the Ottawa Rough Riders when I was talking about they lost $8 million in 2017 when they hosted a very successful Grey Cup that was sold out. So, and I went into more on that, okay? And now, like you see, the Players Association and keeping, they all want to strike now. When Montreal's ready to fold, and look at BC and Toronto and around the league and all the empty seats, and the terrible imbalance in salaries. Like the American players, the rookies that come up are really good players that are not being paid properly, and all the money's being taken by the Canadian players because of their guaranteed Canadian starting ratio and guaranteed huge Canadian roster ratios that CFL teams are forced to fill, start and play Canadian players, and they demand all kinds of money because they know they are forced to fill their Canadian ratio. So they're taking all the money, keeping, and the Canadian Players Association, the Canadian players. I hope the American players, I hate to say it, and the owners join together and bring down the Canadian Players Association, made up of carefully selected Canadian linemen, guaranteed Canadian ratio linemen like keeping. Okay, I hope it happens, and I hope that if there's a strike, I can guarantee the CFL, I swear to God, last time they threatened, they were bullies, and with their unrealistic financial demands and the collective bargaining agreement, and look what it did to the league. They lost a lot of season ticket holders, and fans walked away, and attendance is way down for many reasons, like I went over in a lot of my YouTube sessions, and this will be a killer, and they'll never survive it. They'll never survive it. The CFL cannot afford to strike, and you've got to take measures, the CFL and the owners. I don't know about Randy Ambrosie. It seems like he's in bed with the Canadian players and the Canadian Players Association because he's given them everything they want this year, so don't bet on him, okay? Decide with the owners. Seriously, he's more of a commissioner for them. But I don't want to get into any more of this. And another thing I just want to quickly, because I'm almost up to 5 minutes already here, say is that there's not a popularity contest between me and Mr. Ambrosie here. Okay, there's not. Okay, I don't want you to you know, pick a side. That's just ridiculous. It's about what I'm my CFL Red Zone Rule. It's about me wanting to make the CFL and the 3-down game better. It's about survival of a 3-down game. That's what it's about. It's not about Randy Brosey or me, but it's about my CFL Red Zone Rule that I'm going to get into and go over why it's bigger and better than the NFL's 4th down. Okay, so. Also, I have some great news announcement here to make just before I get into it, is that my Facebook page is officially up, okay? As of last night, my son was able to make it happen and sent me the news and the email, and you just go on and punch in on Google, Spyder CFL Red-Zone Rule, okay, on Facebook, and there it is. And we're going to be adding a lot more to it, okay? It's going to look great. It looks great already, actually. Okay, and there's going to be a lot more to come. That's where I get the short version of the song from. It's going to be great. Okay, from now on it's going to be Spyder's CFL Red Zone Rule, and as you see, my hats have changed. Okay, from what I originally had, Spyder's proposing CFL Red Zone Rule, and you see the difference. Spyder's CFL Red Zone Rule. Same with the banner in the 2 banners in front of the monitors. My banners, they're going to be changed too, and I'm going to be able to put them up on the monitors with the change with the new CFL Red Zone Rule hat, Spyder CFL Red Zone Rule hat. Okay, so there'll be a lot more coming on my Facebook page. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, that's a start. There's going to be a lot more added to it. All right, so let's get into my session. Okay, you know, I'll just start off by saying the Eastern Final. Okay, I know TV ratings they were brutal. 50% down last year's in Ottawa with the Tiger Cats in viewership ratings, and 30% down in the Western Final with the Bombers and the Stampeders. And like, let's just roll back the tape to the Eastern Final. Okay. The first 2 sessions, Ottawa marched down all the way down the field, playing amazingly good basically two down football, and getting first downs and get in the red zone, and are on the 2-yard line. Okay, on 3rd down, and of course they choose to kick another boring, distasteful, non-eventful, easy chip shot field goals when the pack house of 24,500 Ottawa Redblacks fans are booing loudly. Really loud, and they want them to go for it. Naturally, they want them to go for it. Okay, the rule was there for them to go for it. Okay, all right, and then like the same thing happened. Hamilton Tiger Cats, okay, marched down and it did a duplication. The next series down on the 2-yard line as well. On the 3rd down, did the same exact thing. Didn't go for it on 3rd down. They scored a touchdown in the red zone like the Red Blacks didn't, and of course, the end result was another boring, distasteful, non-eventful, predictable, easy chip shot field goal that no CFL fan or sports fan wants to see, especially in a 3-down game, basically playing 2-down football in the red zone when they marched all the way down the field. So there's where my CFL Red Zone Rule comes in. And there's where it's such a powerful rule, new CFL Red Zone Rule that I proposed to the CFL, that if adopted would make our CFL game so much better, and will eliminate the 2 biggest turnoffs and 2 biggest killers of our CFL 3-down game. Can you imagine that? And replace that, what I just went over in the Eastern Final last year, and eliminate 2nd down stops in the red zone, which it's a huge killer of our CFL 3-down game, and a huge turnoff, resulting in, again, eliminating what it results in, and that's more boring, predictable, non-eventful, easy chip shot field goals, eliminating both of the 2 biggest killers, 2 biggest turnouts of our CFL 3-down game. In the red zone, completely gone with my CFL Red Zone Rule, and replace it with my CFL Red Zone Rule and my attached compatible CFL Red Zone Kick, okay? That will make our CFL 3-down game a lot better, and I can guarantee you, if my CFL Red Zone Rule had been implemented in the Eastern Final last year in Ottawa, there would have been no one turning off like they did, I'm sure, instantly in the first 5 minutes of the Eastern Final in Ottawa last year. Never happened in my CFL Red Zone Rule. And what else will never happen either, okay? Well, in this case it will reduce, but in other cases it will almost eliminate. And I'll explain what that would be. And by the way, before I get into that, the drama, can you imagine, with my CFL Red-Zone Rule, playing exciting 3-down football in the red zone, and the excitement and the buzz that would create on a live CFL game, okay? That if a CFL team, okay, they play, basically the rule is there now. It's just an enforcement rule, okay, with my CFL Red-Zone Rule. So when they have a situation like that, which is there every single CFL game, okay, just staring the CFL in the eye, just rating my CFL Red-Zone rule waiting to be adopted, okay? That every time they're in a CFL team on offense is in the red zone, okay, in the CFL, they're going to be able to play exciting 3-down football, which they can now, which they basically refuse to unless they're on the 1-yard line in the red zone, okay? Because in the 5-yard line, they don't. They don't. Even in the 2-yard line, the 3-yard line, they don't. 4-yard, they kick easy, predictable, non-eventful chip shot field goals. But it will be replaced with exciting CFL 3-down football in the red zone to score touchdowns, okay? And with my CFL Red-Zone Kick, that's compatible and it's attached. If a CFL team marches down the field like the Ottawa Red Blacks did in the Eastern Final in 2018, and they get in the red zone, and on 3rd down, like the fans are cheering, they're so happy with Spyder CFL Red-Zone Rule. That's what you got to be chanting in the red zone, live in the CFL game this year, and at the Grey Cup. We want Spyder CFL Red-Zone Rule. Every time you see this nonsense going on, this boring 2-down football in the red zone. And what would have happened in that Ottawa Eastern Final is the Ottawa Red Blacks, with their fans really excited, they're going for a touchdown on 3rd down, on the 2-yard line, they probably would have scored it, okay? And it would have been a lot better than kicking an easy chip shot field goal. And that's exactly what my CFL Red-Zone Rule will do. But if they wouldn't have scored it with my CFL Red-Zone Rule, they would have got rewarded if they would maintain, they didn't have a fumble, maintain possession of the ball, and there's no turnover, or they weren't forced outside the red zone, okay, defensively, okay, to prevent the CFL Red Zone Kick, okay. They get rewarded for staying in the red zone and maintaining possession of the ball in the red zone on 3rd down. They get rewarded with a CFL Red Zone Kick, but not an easy, guaranteed, automatic 3 points, not a little chip shot, okay? But a CFL Red Zone Kick, okay, from the 35, and you add the 7, which they could choose not to, but if you do, it's 42. But it'll be definitely from the 35 if they don't add the 7. Okay, which would be a much more exciting and a lot more challenging kick and a lot more exciting kick to watch. And by the way, as well, my CFL Red-Zone Rule defensively, how unbelievable it will make CFL 3-down football. Because defensively, not only offensively, how unbelievably better it would make our CFL 3-down game, but defensively as well. Because defensively, 2 things can happen. First, they can stop them on 3rd down if needed in the red zone to score touchdown, playing exciting CFL 3-down football with my CFL Red-Zone Rule. Okay, that would be a big stop. Okay, and then if they maintain possession of the ball on 3rd down and they're stopped, they get the kick. They still get rewarded, the CFL team in offense, and get the kick, Spyder CFL Red-Zone Kick, okay, from the 35 or from the 42. But even a bigger defensive play, if they force a CFL team on offense on 3rd down in the red zone, outside the red zone, preventing the CFL Red-Zone Kick, Spyder CFL Red-Zone Kick, okay? All right, and if it's adopted, it'll be CFL Red-Zone Kick, and if it's adopted, it will be CFL Red-Zone Rule. It won't be Spyder, so I'll give it to them. They can have it free, okay? Here, it's yours. You want to make your game a lot better? You want to attract a lot more fans, okay? You want to make a lot more money in branding of Spyder CFL Red-Zone Rule, the CFL Red-Zone Rule, and CFL Red-Zone Kick with sponsorship tags and merchandise sales. Okay, you want to create a lot more fans and more buzz. Imagine my CFL Red-Zone Rule, the video game. Can you imagine? Okay, but defensively, and offensively, what it would do is unbelievable. Okay, and where it's so much better than the NFL, 4th down. Okay, when they're in the red zone. Okay, say they get a 1st down, they could have 4, say on the 20, okay, they get in just on the red zone line, okay, or just on the 9th inside the red. They have four attempts, or even on the 10, they have 4 attempts to get a first down to score a touchdown. It's basically like an easy chip shot field goal in the CFL, okay? The boring easy chip shot field goal, because of basically playing 2-down football, okay, in the CFL. But the NFL, they get 4 chances, okay, to score a touchdown. So it's almost a given. Like I said, like an easy chip shot field goal in the red zone in the CFL. But with the CFL, my CFL Red-Zone Rule, it's not a given. And it'd be way more exciting and be a lot more, okay, and exciting to watch than the NFL with 4 downs in the red zone. So the 3rd down, now all of a sudden, with my CFL Red Zone, becomes a lot more important down, a lot more exciting down, our 3rd down, than the NFL 4th down, because of what my CFL Red Zone Rule actually does with the third down, by putting so much emphasis on it and putting a real signature on our 3rd down and on CFL 3-down football, okay, and making it a lot more entertaining and a lot more exciting brand of CFL 3-down football to watch. Okay, so that's very interesting, isn't it? Okay, so I got to move on here because time is flying. Okay, so I wanted to go over those points. Okay, and like I said earlier, it eliminates the 2 biggest killers, 2 biggest turnoffs of CFL 3-down football, and basically CFL 2-down football, and that's eliminating 2nd down stops in the red zone and eliminating all the boring, predictable, non-eventful, easy chip shot field goals in the red zone. But I want to refer to back what I was about to say earlier about what else it will do. Like, okay, with all the 2-and-outs, imagine Saskatchewan Roughriders last year, led the league in 2018 with 100 2-and-outs. Can you imagine? They were 35.5% as well. Their average percentage of touchdown in the red zone amongst 9 CFL teams, they were the worst at 37.5%. But those 100 2-and-outs, and you got to remember too, imagine how many 2nd down stops, okay, they had as well in the end zone, the Riders. And by the way, it went down from 54.8 to 54.7, so it's moving downward and upward on the total average of touchdowns scored in the red zone in 2018 amongst 9 CFL teams. But 2-and-outs, they would be dramatically reduced my CFL Red Zone Rule in the CFL, which is another huge killer of our 3-down game. Because CFL teams will be going, you're going to see a lot of the little short pass plays under 10 yards where they get stopped at 2 down on the 2-and-out, eliminated practically, because CFL teams and offensive coordinators are going to want big passing plays, like big paid plays, like Stephen Brunt said, that they're more big passing plays in the NFL than the CFL now, and it's true. You're going to see CFL back like it used to be, a real exciting brand of 3-down football like years ago, really exciting big passing plays, and a lot more touchdowns scored. Okay, and as well, for sure in the red zone, my CFL Red Zone Rule. Okay, but as well too, like near the red zone on 3rd down, they're going to gamble more, CFL teams, to go for it, to get in the red zone, to play exciting CFL 3-down football with Spyder's CFL Red Zone Rule. So that's what it's going to do, and it's also what it's going to do, unbelievably, okay, and positively for our brand of CFL 3-down football, is you're not going to see, almost eliminate games like 10-8 games and higher scoring games, okay, with most of the points and field goals, and a lot of them in easy chip shot field goals because of a 2nd down stop, okay, in the red zone. And games as well with CFL teams with 8 to 10 by one single team field goals in one game, in one CFL game, which happens. All that's going to be practically eliminated with my CFL Red Zone Rule, and that's why it's so much more powerful and impactful than their 4 down. What it will do, it's unbelievable what it will do. And that I want to go over that 18% again. Guaranteed 18%. I'm going to read this again to you, and more slowly. Okay, with my CFL Red Zone Rule. Okay, this is based on the 2017 regular season percentage of 54.8% of average touchdowns scored in the red zone amongst 9 CFL teams. Okay, so, okay, with my CFL Red Zone Rule on that guaranteed 18%. Now listen to this, okay? So based on the average percentage of touchdowns scored in the red zone amongst 9 CFL teams in 2017 season of 54.8%, like I just said, if you take 54.8% and multiply it by 33% based on an increase of one more down in the red zone, okay, that's what my CFL Red Zone Rule, okay, you get 18%, you get an 18% increase of touchdown scored in the red zone, okay? Then multiply the 58.8% by 18% equals 64.9%, which would guarantee an increase from the current average percentage of 54.8% to an average percentage of 64.9% of an average percentage of touchdowns scored in the red zone amongst 9 CFL teams. Okay? That's your guaranteed 18%, resulting in 50 more touchdowns scored in the red zone for a total of 200 more points, making the 20 to 25% increase, okay, of an average percentage of touchdowns scored in the red zone amongst 9 CFL teams in a completed regular CFL season very, very probable and obtainable, okay? So that's my guaranteed 18%, which is a powerful, powerful number, by the way, okay? So I just wanted to go over that. I'm really, really excited about that, okay? And what's interesting also, I'm not reading this a lot too. I just read that, but I'm not reading a lot of this. What's interesting and powerful, also my CFL Red Zone Rule, is that the CFL, okay, it will belong totally to the CFL, okay, because the NFL can't steal it. Like they've stolen a lot of CFL rules, because it would not work. My CFL Red Zone Rule will not work with 4 downs. Okay, it will not. It will not work. Unequivocally, it will not work with 4 downs, but it will work naturally, like it's tailor-made for CFL 3-down football, and at the same time, it will still preserve a 3-down game, which is remarkable. Okay, remarkable. Okay, I'm just looking here quickly. I covered the okay. I wanted to scan. I just wanted to scan over some of. On my Facebook page, by the way, okay, my Facebook page, if I go up a little further, I have my 10 powerful super features and benefits on here, okay? And by the way, too, I'll just show you this. You know, my Spyder's, okay, CFL Red-Zone Rule field diagram. Can you imagine what that would look like on a CFL field on both red zone end zones? I mean, just before the end zones in the red zone, what it would look like, okay, and on the field and on TV with unbelievable graphics they could put over top, sponsorship graphics, CFL Red-Zone Rule, tags, making money every time a CFL team's in the red zone, and also kicking a CFL Red-Zone Kick. The money they can make in sponsorship tabs, eye-stunning graphics they put over top, okay, the 20-yard line when they're in the red zone, TSN, and when they're on the 35 or 42 of my CFL Red-Zone Kick. Isn't that amazing? Hope it shows. I was going to put it in the monitor, but it's just going to take time. But here I wanted to just, the time I have left, okay, just see if I missed anything here. It's locking up on me. Of course it would, right? It would lock up. That's okay. That's okay. I'm just gonna ad-lib it then. I just check to see if I missed anything on here. I went over that, the benefits. Okay. Also, I did that. I talked about noticeably reducing all the 2-and-outs, okay, and all the punts after punts after punts after so many 2-and-outs. That's a real turn off that people turn off, okay. I went over the field goal thing. Okay, and I went over the Eastern Final thing, so I pretty well covered the main things I wanted to talk about my CFL Red-Zone Rule. Go on my Facebook page, okay, please, because there's now, go on there and look at the 10 super features and benefits and go over all 10 of them. There, I haven't had time to read them all. I just highlighted which I wanted to do. Look at those, they're powerful, and I did also a YouTube session on that, my 10 super features and benefits of my CFL Red-Zone Rule. I picked the top 10, I actually have 20. Okay, so I'm gonna sign off, but okay, I just wanted to say something about Touchdown Atlantic. I think the LeBlanc Group and the CFL and the Argonauts putting this on are scamming people. I paid $85 the last time with Touchdown Atlantic. I paid $112, okay, basically on the goal line. And the middle tickets they're using just regular seats as club seats. They're trying to make a fortune, like $183. You could go for 2 or 3 games, CFL games for that, or a Grey Cup game, and in some parts of a Grey Cup, a game stadium for that kind of money. This is ridiculous. They're trying to really scam everybody, and you're going to put a bad taste in people's mouths here in Halifax for a CFL franchise. And what you're doing is wrong. It's brutal. Your pricing is brutal. And the CFL and Brosie, you should be ashamed of yourself for allowing this to go on, and so should you, the LeBlanc Group. And you look at all the empty seats. It's going to be, and I wish I could get a refund, really. And I'm really turned off now about you and your Mickey Mouse little dinky little stadium too, community stadium. That's what you want to have, that model at Moncton's, and scam people. You know, like a tacked up structure one time and no amenities, no permanent washroom, nothing, just like in Moncton, and scam people with outrageous prices like that. Anyway, I'm not impressed, Mr. LeBlanc, or the Commissioner of the CFL. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to sign off. Take care. And here's for all the zingers. I'll give you the 10. Go on Facebook and get all the 10 zingers, okay? Spyder signing off. Take care. All the best to you. Okay, have a happy Easter. I'll be back for